ideology disappears and prostitution quietly began to appear across the country. Hi everyone, my name is Eun-hee Park. I am from North Korea. I escaped at the age of 21 in search of freedom, and I am the author of The Courage to Die. On this channel, I go beyond headlines and politics to share real stories about North Korea, my personal experiences, and honest conversations about life and freedom. Today, I would like to talk about prostitution in North Korea. Prostitution exists in every country, but does it exist in one of the most isolated places in the world, North Korea? And if it does, how does it actually happen? Very little is known about this topic, so today I want to talk about it. North Korea claims prostitution does not exist because in socialism, women are not supposed to sell their bodies. But when the food ration system collapsed, something very different began to happen. And one of the first people who showed me this reality was a girl who had just graduated from high school. In socialist ideology, prostitution is considered a product of class society. The North Korean government claims that since everyone has a state-assigned job and receives food rations, women would have no reason to sell their bodies. For a long time, the North Korean criminal code did not even include a prostitution law, because officially recognizing prostitution would mean admitting that the state system had failed, but reality forced change. In 2004, North Korea revised its criminal code. Article 193 banned the impact of decadent culture. Article 261 specifically criminalized prostitution. After the Soviet Union collapsed in the 1990s, North Korea's economy collapsed with it. The public food distribution system stopped working. Millions of people began starving. This period is known as the Arduous March. When survival becomes the priority, ideology disappears, and prostitution quietly began to appear across the country. What began as a survival slowly developed into an organized underground system. In 2022, a report by Daily NK described 3 women arrested for prostitution near Hamhung train station. All of them were in their late 20s. And all of them had given birth only 5 to 9 months earlier. One of the women had previously sold rice cakes near the station, but when her mother became sick, all of their savings were spent on medical treatment. After giving birth, she had no money left to support her baby, so she began selling her body near the train station where many travelers passed through. But the most shocking reality is where prostitution often happens. Not in brothels, but inside ordinary homes. When I lived in North Korea, I personally knew a girl who had just graduated from high school. She went every day to a distant relative's house to work. But her work was prostitution. Her mother was too sick to earn money. She had no father. So her mother told her she had to do whatever it took to feed the family. The relative rented her a small room and kept 50% of the payment. Each customer paid about $10. The girl kept only $5. If she had 2 or 3 customers a day, she could buy 20 kilograms of rice, enough for her and her mother to survive for 2 weeks. Another place where prostitution happens is restaurants. In Wonsan, where I am from, near Songdo-won Beach, there was a famous restaurant known for its expensive food. Only worthy customers went there. The owner hired only tall and attractive young women as waitresses. My rich uncle often went there with his friends. Eventually, authorities discovered that the restaurant was arranging prostitution for rich clients. The owner was arrested by the state security police. Later, rumors spread that the owner had even involved her own daughter in the same business. And I heard from my uncle's conversations with his close friends that the mother and daughter shared the same customers. By the way, if you want to know my uncle's story, I mentioned how he became rich and how he built his business with authorities, well-known people. So check it out. My book, The Courage to Die. Another serious problem is the complete lack of sex education. In North Korea, elementary and middle schools almost never teach it. Around the age of 15 to 17, students briefly learn about reproduction during a biology class, but the focus is moral discipline, not health education. Parents rarely discuss sex. Hygiene is also difficult because many homes do not have running water throughout the day. Condom use is extremely rare. When people don't even have food to eat, do you think they have money to buy condoms? There is even a strange story many North Korean defectors share. Some North Korean defectors first time saw condoms and they thought they were balloons and tried to blow them up. Diseases such as syphilis are common. Today, prostitution still happens across North Korea, especially near train stations. During the COVID-19 pandemic, economic hardship increased the number of women working there again. Kim Jong-un has ordered repeated crackdowns. Police raid train stations. Women are forced to stand on stages and publicly confess their shame and sent to labor camps. But it never truly stops because corruption is everywhere. Police officers often accept bribes such as cigarettes, dollars, or sometimes even sex. So many women return to the streets within weeks. When a country cannot feed its people, survival changes everything. For many women in North Korea, their bodies become the last resource they have left. In a country where poverty itself becomes both a crime and a punishment, the North Korean regime will never accept this reality. Instead, it blocks internet access, controls information, and continues to indoctrinate its people. Even today, North Koreans are told that their country is the most prosperous and envy-worthy nation in the world. If this video helped you understand North Korea in a deeper, more human way, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you are ready to go beyond headlines and truly understand North Korea through one human life, search The Courage to Die, Eun Hee-pak on Amazon in your country. Readers say this about The Courage to Die, one of the most humble and honest accounts of how daily life in North Korea unfolds in this closed, isolated society. Amazing young woman, such a courageous person. I cannot imagine what she had to go through. This is a must read. This is a story of grit and determination in the face of odds and obstacles that most people could never imagine. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.